Hello and welcome to another episode of We Are Game on the YouTube channel. My name is David Horton, and today joining me, we have two We Are Game student athletes who happen to be sisters. So we have Haley, raise your hand.
Hey, what's up?
And we have Dakota Jones.
Hi there.
Haley is a basketball player at the Air Force Academy, and Dakota is a recent graduate of Lesley University and is currently enrolled at NYU in graduate school. By the end of this episode, you will learn so much more about them and all these amazing things that they are doing. So again, welcome Dakota and Haley.
Thank you for that, Mr. Horton. We're excited to be here, and we owe so much to We Are Game. So we love this and recognizing the hard work of Alan and Joyce, and we're looking forward to this interview.
Wonderful. I love it. Well, let's start off. Can you tell me a little bit more about yourselves?
I can go first. Yeah. So we're from Torrance, California. I went to high school, West Torrance High School. I graduated in 2016. Haley graduated 2 years later in 2018. So we're lucky enough to play a couple of years of high school basketball together, which was a lot of fun, as you can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
And so I attended Lesley University in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and I actually played 4 years of Division III basketball there. And I was team captain for 3 of those years. So it was a great opportunity, got to get a lot of playing time, have some leadership, real-time experience. And, it was great to get on the East Coast. And I'm now transitioned into graduate school, even though it's online right now, going to be heading to New York soon, actually, this January, to start to really get the on-campus experience. But it's been great so far.
I'm a junior at the Air Force Academy, and I play basketball. It's Division I. We're in the Mountain West, so San Diego State, UNLV. And now, as being a student athlete at the Air Force Academy or military academy, you also have the same responsibilities as a cadet. So we have military duties we have to do. We take about 18 to 20 credit hours a semester, but it's been great, and I got 3 semesters left.
A little bit about how you came to know We Are Game, how you got to be involved with We Are Game.
Alan and Joyce Thigpen, the creators of We Are Game, we met them. I think I was in 7th grade, maybe 8th grade, came after a club game, was like, hey, I know your family friends, Trisha and Bailey Murakami. They're both teammates of mine and very active members of the We Are Game community. And said, hey, I like the way you guys play. I'm starting this new organization where we get athletes mentoring and education. And so I understand you want to play in college, both me and Dakota, and I think I can help you guys get there. My wife and I specialize in mentoring prospective college athletes, and we think you guys be a great fit. And after that, Kevin Bernard, he's one of the first athletes part of this program, came to a practice of mine, and he just basically said, I wasn't doing so hot in high school, met Alan Joyce. They helped me out in community college. They helped me out get to a 4-year, here's what they can do for you. And so he came to a practice of mine, and I just went, oh my goodness, they changed this man's life. Why wouldn't, I think we've been part of this 6-7 years now?
At least, yeah.
At least. I started in 7th grade. I'm now a junior in college, so it's a lot of years. 8, 9 years maybe. And Dakota is the same timeline. So
yeah, we were honestly at the age where we did everything together. So my mom would always try to be like, you guys should be playing on the same teams, less carpooling, less things to figure out. So we kind of always did it together. And being the older sibling, you kind of have to bring your younger sibling along sometimes. If someone says, hey, free, academic resources, 7th graders, what do you need? But if you're in high school, you're already on the mindset of, oh, college is going to be coming sooner than you think, but the access to resources and to hear from somebody who's mentored others through the process so many times, that's just something you need to take advantage of.
Did you find Cerritos, or you said you were about ready to move on with a life's job? What options were you thinking that wasn't football or college?
Man, honestly, I had no idea. I was just thinking about just getting a regular 9-to-5 job because my mom was struggling at the time. And I thought of Cerritos. I had a mentor from high school named Alan Thigpen. He was a part of this program called We Are Game. And he basically told me about Cerritos. So we visited about 3 JUCOs and ended up coming up with, we felt like Cerritos was the best fit, just with the academic side and being able to get out in 1 year, because that was my goal.
Official to you.
The student athletes that we met have been phenomenal, because I think in high school, on a team of 15 basketball teammates, maybe 1 or 2 want to go to college and play basketball. And even then, Division I is a toss-up. So to meet other student athletes who all want to go at least play in college, whatever division, and are serious about it, that it's pretty amazing. I just was filled in a room of athletes who are serious as you are about your sport, that you make, and just kind of following you throughout your high school and college careers. I think the athletes, and also the mentors that we meet. So the people at the conference that Alan Joyce introduces to, the success stories that they have, how sports have brought them to this point in their life. It's just the relationships that we make.
Gaining the mentorship from the other athletes who participate is very important, but also gaining lifelong resources in Alan Joyce specifically have been like incredible. Like every time, knowing that every time you come home, you can call them or text them, meet up for a meal, or even like you're at college, you're away from home, and like knowing they're a phone call away, like, hey, this thing came up on my team, or like my coach said this, I disagree. Like, what can I do to like reach a solution? Like having another outside leadership and just like life coach essentially has been really important. Or like talking to Joyce saying like, hey, my transcripts aren't matching up when I'm applying for college, or like what's most important when I'm applying to graduate school. Like she helped me with a spreadsheet for undergrad and graduate school. Like I don't know anywhere else where I could be getting those resources without paying, like an insane amount, so like that's just been, an awesome resource where you give them effort, you show them you're motivated and you want to learn, and they're going to give you they'll open the world to you.
Talk to me a little bit about what you've learned through your participation in the We Are G.A.M.E Student Athlete Success Conference.
Well, I think when we were first invited to the conference, we really didn't know what to expect. I think we were talking about this, and we're pretty sure our mom told us it was like a basketball camp or something, that we were like showing up to like do skills and drills, and we're like, okay, like we're bringing our sneakers, we're bringing our like socks, we're ready to go. But it was obviously much more than that.
Yeah, I think we've been 4 or 5 times now, and every time it's just their speakers amaze me, like who they have, and I'm like, it's just people that want to help out and like reach such a high caliber of a young adult, and I think that's why they do it. And we've been put in contact with like amazing like financial advisors, and like hey, I was a college athlete once upon a time, and now here's my success story. And like I think those, like I've actually got business cards, and Alan's all about networking, and that's the biggest thing from the conference is stay in contact with people, show interest, because 5-10 years down the line, like they could want to hire you, they could be an important contact for you. And so that's, I think, one of the biggest things there is not only the student athletes that you get to meet and be like, hey, you play baseball, you do wrestling, I do basketball, but also the mentors there are just unmatched, and they've just been amazing. So every year is so fun, and then Alan Joyce give you a few hours of free time, so then that's when we play basketball, or that's when we do the fun stuff. We run around a track, or it's in the mountains. The conference every year is in this like beautiful, it's like a religious sort of getaway. So there's like a church we go to, there's the mountains to hike around. It's just such a fun weekend. Every year it just goes by too quick. So
do you still keep in touch with some of the athletes you met during the Student Success Conference?
Oh yeah, definitely. Follow them on all social media, and we still catch up. Like Jason Roberson and his brother Cam Roberson, so my age and Dakota's age, are great football and baseball players. And those, it's funny that we all met, and the 4 of us just became kind of like a squad. And so every year we catch up, and we
went the very first time we went.
Yeah, so it's kind of like we're like OGs, and it's fun to watch like their success, because he goes Cam, the older brother, goes to school in Boston, right by where Dakota went to school, in proximity. So Alan goes to Cam's games and Dakota's games, and they can kind of relate that way. And people like that, you see them on Instagram, like you just feel like you can just pick right back up where you left off.
Haley, what would you like to tell some of the younger student athletes out there, the younger We Are G.A.M.E athletes, about what this program has meant to you?
Okay, yeah. So I started this program end of middle school, beginning of high school, and so I can definitely relate to being a young athlete in the program and just being like, what did I sign myself up for? Like, who are these people? What am I doing? These random conferences that we have. Who are Alan Joyce? All I can say is just absorb it all. Every time I talk to Alan, I gain more tidbits about college. And every time I talk to Joyce, it's like, oh yeah, I do want to go to a bigger school, or I do want to go to a school and major in this. And she helps you like kind of narrow down what it is you're looking for in a college, in an education, as a college experience. And I think the biggest thing is just to absorb everything they can tell you. They're not going to waste your time. Alan Joyce, any of the mentors that they give you, the student athletes you get introduced to are such high caliber athletes. There's only a few across entire Southern California. They're not going to give you like a loafer who's just chilling, just not really into it. They're not. Everyone who's in this program is such a I keep saying high caliber athlete, such a focused, determined, wants to play at the best level, whatever that level is for them. And I think that's the best advice, is just absorb it all in, enjoy, because in a few years, you'll be like we are, and we're going to be leading the next generation, and it's going to be over.
Retired.
Retired, yeah. I'm close. I got 1 year left, right? And it's just, you got to just enjoy it all and make the connections. And some of the people that Joyce and Alan introduce you to are going to be like your network forever, professionally, relationship wise. We still follow our fellow athletes we met 5-6 years ago, and it's just awesome to see like where they're going to go next. And so I would just keep those connections, take everything seriously, and just have fun with it all.
Young athletes coming into it, I think it can definitely seem overwhelming at times, you know, all like the new people you're being introduced to, and like all the new like skills and almost like expectations that people have of you. But I think it's really important to have those people who are going to push you and are going to want to see you achieve like your highest capability, you know, and that's different for everybody. That's the whole point, is that like you're going to be around athletes who are likely going to be Division I, or will be, you know, possibly playing professionally to some capacity. But there's also going to be, you know, people with like a wide range of skills. Maybe they have a very like specific academic career they want to pursue, and like athletics is going to be one part of that, like their end goal, their end dream of ending up in college. And I think one of the biggest lessons and missions that Alan and Joyce have is that athletics can be a method of you getting into college, like a fast track way, almost, essentially. But athletics can open doors, you know? And so I think that's really important. That's why it's like so crucial to keep this network, because these people are going to be supporting you, because they are also aligned on that mission of, I'm going to pursue athletics because it enhances my academics. And that's what's really going to be like crucial to your end goal success, you know, life success. And it's a lot to process, you know, if you're in 9th grade, 8th grade, you're, you know, 15, 16 years old, but like, that's what's most important. They said that to us for years and years. And then you get to 20, 22, 24, and you're starting to realize, oh, they know exactly what they're talking about, you know, like you just need to trust the process and fully buy in, because it will give you great dividends at the end.
Yeah, the people they introduced us to, who have all played athletics at some point in their life, who are now the mentors, are just set apart from their peers because of athletics. Like Dakota saying, the discipline that you learn, whether you play high school, college, whatever division, whatever organization, they just are bred differently. And that's exactly, now almost at the end of my career, I'm like, oh, there's such a difference between the athletes in my life and those who are just kind of chilling, doing their own thing. It's like, it's just a different breed of people. And Alan, Joyce, I've been preaching that since the beginning, and now to like live through that and to see that and be a product of that, it's like, wow, they are smart people. and they surround us with all these other smart people, and you just got to trust them with that. And they're trying to do that for all the athletes that they can reach. And I hope We Are Game just keeps expanding and expanding, and I wish that it can reach the whole country. You know, that's their lifelong goal, and I want to be part of doing that.
Goals 5 years down the road, where are we going to see Dakota and Haley?
I don't know if I mentioned this. I'm doing a master's of public health right now, which, you know, very interesting time to be studying public health. You know, like every class I'm in, everything relates back to COVID, looking at, you know, epidemiology and like epidemic curve charts and everything. It's like COVID's like our giant like case study. You know, it's very interesting. And my advisor is trying to push me on the path of PhD. So that might be in the works. Just keep going to school forever, I guess. You know, but if not, you know, learning and being able to be a leader in the field and learning how to communicate, you know, safe and healthy health outcomes effectively, like those are some of my career goals. You know, going to study abroad again at some point, continuing to travel, be a lifelong learner, and, you know, supporting those who, you know, put those ideals first, I guess. I don't know. Lifelong learner, though.
And so I, at the Air Force Academy, want to fly planes. I think that's like their biggest mission, is to produce pilots. And I got wrapped up in that. I got the jet fever, they call it. And so I actually start pilot training this summer of 21. Going in my senior year, and then I'll graduate and continue on pilot training, and hopefully in a few years get a great jet and go on from there. I'll have a 12-year commitment and see what else the Air Force wants to do with me. I'm not sure. So the plan is to fly.
Well, I said at the very beginning that y'all are two phenomenal young women, and I still say that. You're two amazing women doing great things, and we support you and encourage you 100%. So any final word?
Thanks to Alan and Joyce for everything.
Yeah.
They've opened so many doors. They've opened our minds, and we trust them fully. We are so lucky to have them in our lives.
Lucky,
And everyone that they introduce us to, we're grateful to have them. Like Haley has said before, like they would not introduce us to anyone who wasn't of that, made differently, essentially, who thinks the same way.
Yeah.
So we're very lucky.
And if you're watching this and you're one of the athletes or one of the mentors, like we're all so lucky to be part of this family, and you're pretty dang special if you're part of the program, and can't wait to meet more people and to help this program grow. And we're just very grateful for that. So thank you, Alan Joyce, Mr. Horton, for everyone for continuing on with this program.
Dakota and Haley, thank you again for joining us for another episode of We Are Game on the YouTube. To all of our viewers, again, I hope you enjoyed another episode, and please do make sure that you subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on everything that is going on with the channel and We Are Game. So have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time.